Jersey Giants. Um, hey, I mean, if
The
that guy,
G-Man.
what was that, like a lawyer or something that put that litigation in there? So, like, I mean, if he gets his
Yeah.
way, they will be the New Jersey Giants. They are located there.
Yeah.
Um,
But there's also no space in New York to actually build a football stadium, so they'd have to cut out an entire neighborhood in Brooklyn. Don't think that's going to go
yeah,
over too well.
yeah, probably not. Not optimal, but I don't know. I mean, if they want to keep the name New York, they got to figure something out.
Yeah.
But I would say this team threw zero touchdowns, Matt. Zero touchdowns to wide receivers last year. How does that even happen? How are you that bad that you managed to do that? Honestly, I'm
Um,
going to answer my
I'm
own
gonna
question here, but or you
I'm
can
gonna
give it a
give
try.
them the benefit of the doubt though. Um, Daniel Jones had no protection.
Yeah,
His best blocker was a rookie. So second year, I think. But yeah, it wasn't great for Daniel Jones, but this is his last year to prove that he's a viable starter in the NFL, and he has not shown that at all. So we'll see what the coaching staff can do. Uh, Eberflus went to Chicago, right? So this is Dayball.
yeah. Brian
Yeah.
Dayball's here.
So he might be able to help. Saquon's got to stay healthy. They may have to try to cut some salary down at the receiving position. Um, and then they got Evan Neal, who should bolster the outside, but their inside's still pretty weak. Uh,
Yeah. Well, actually, don't forget, well, Feliciano is now filling in there in the guard spot. So, and then they also signed, oh man, I'm gonna butcher his name, uh, Glowinski from the Colts. They got him there. So, one thing I was very quietly impressed with when looking at the Giants was they've actually done a pretty decent job addressing the offensive line this offseason because, as you said, they had the worst. I would say they had the worst offensive line in the NFL last year.
yeah, and
Yeah,
somehow worse than the Bengals, but
right.
yeah,
I mean, just absolutely terrible. Like the Bengals offensive line had some redeeming qualities. This offensive line had none. They were so bad last year. And then Jason Garrett calling plays. Like Joe Judge gets his head coaching opportunity. He picks Jason Garrett to be his offensive coordinator. That one as predicted. So I mean, maybe
yeah,
more creativity around play calls. Dayball being there now. Could hopefully help this offense improve a little bit. They definitely they still have Kenny Galladay. Galladay's looked good in the past, obviously injury riddled pretty much since he's joined the Giants. And then they
Tony's
also
got
have,
to step up.
yeah. I mean, there was like a few games, there's like what, like a 2 game stretch last year where he looked super good and then got hurt. So he needs to
They
stay
still have
healthy.
Sterling Shepard somehow.
Sterling Shepard is probably not going to get to play this year. He
No,
is off a torn Achilles. So I think he isn't going to get to play this year. If he comes back, it'll be
yeah,
late. Chances are they probably won't chance it because I don't think they'll be in playoff contention. Um,
not even a little bit.
if they are in contention for the division, which definitely is not out of the question in the NFC East, they may bring him back. And then obviously adding a rookie, second round rookie, Wandale Robinson, into the mix. He is an explosive guy, out of
Yeah,
Kentucky. He could add
I
some
was
pop
impressed
to
by
this
that pick, but
offense.
I'm like, dude, you have like 15 receivers that you're paying millions and millions of dollars to. Defensively, though, I like what they're doing with the defensive line.
Yeah,
Um, Ajulari looks halfway decent, like he's starting to build some steam. Dexter
yeah, he
Lawrence is a
looked good last
man.
year.
Leonard Williams is a man. Kayvon Thibodeau, we'll see if he's a man, but seems like it. And
He
he
has a
and Neal went
potential.
at it in practice the other day, and it was just legendary.
I mean, that's what happens when you got like two top 7 picks going at it.
Yeah.
So
Linebackers, though, they're a little light. Blake Martinez, I don't mind him. He's halfway decent, but I don't think
yeah,
he's like top
I
of the
I
league. But
he was definitely better than everyone else they had the position. He definitely brings a lot of smarts to the game and stuff. So like he's coming off a torn ACL. Fortunately, like speed isn't a huge factor for him. That wasn't a big part of his game. It was he knows where he's supposed to be at. He's kind of like a quarterback of the defense, kind of tells them where they're supposed to be at. Um, Secondary is a big question though, because James Bradbury's gone, and yeah,
They have Adoree Jackson, who
yeah,
hasn't really lived up to the hype. They got
but
Julian Love, who
still
is
solid.
playing. Adoree Jackson's still solid, but I wouldn't consider him a number one right now. Maybe
Yeah,
this is his year to prove that. But Julian Love, I like him a lot, not just because he went to Notre Dame, but also because he's good at football. And then Xavier McKinney, he's really good, but he still has some growing to do. So
yeah, he hasn't
we'll
panned
see
out
how
to
that
this point, I would
secondary.
say.
The secondary is just young. They got
Yeah.
little to no experience. But we don't talk about special teams a whole lot, but they got this Scottish hammer at punter.
Oh yes.
So look for some of these punts to be down. They get them some better field position. So
Good thing, because
gotta
they'll be
give love
punting
to
a
the
lot.
punters.
Hey,
Yeah.
they'll be punting a lot, so
Well,
he
with the
better get
Scottish
the
hammer,
hammer
he'll
ready.
just send it downfield.
But yeah, so I would say, it's gonna be a theme for all these NFC East teams, but the schedule isn't too bad. So maybe if they can find something out, Daniel Jones, give him this next step, or acquire Jimmy Garoppolo. Um, Honestly, this
Yeah.
is the team. Like, if you see Daniel Jones just looking so bad during camp, why not? This is a very low key team that hasn't been talked about for that, because everyone knows that they plan to ride out Daniel Jones for another year. But if you see him just looking like crap in practice and just throwing terrible throws, like, why not just give Jimmy G a shot? I mean, you sign him, I could see where this team could win the division,
Yeah.
because he would
I
bring
mean,
that
the
much
division's wide open,
steadiness.
but I
Yeah,
still think they would need more. And unless they're going for any of the top uh, QBs next year, I don't know. I just don't see them being that great. I honestly think it's going to be the same old Giants. Daniel Jones is going to have a rough year, and then Saquon Barkley is going to come off to a hot start, and then just randomly disappear and get hurt.
yeah. I mean, history's against Saquon staying healthy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
So
um,
nobody's a
so
fan of
yeah,
the Giants. We can move on.
yeah, not a lot of optimism there.